Okay, let's get right into it. When you hear the words texture paint, what comes to mind? Probably those heavy, kind of dated patterns from way back when, right? Well, what if I told you that modern texture paint is one of the most exciting and sophisticated tools in design today? We're going to break down exactly how it's changed and why it just might be the secret to a seriously stylish home.
So let me ask you a question. Just take a look around your room right now. Are your walls, well, are they just flat? A little plain? Maybe a little boring? Hey, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. But the solution is so much more elegant than you might think.
And wow, this just shows you the difference, right? On the left, you've got your standard flat wall. I mean, it's fine, but it's just a background. Now, look to the right. The same space, but it's completely transformed. That subtle texture adds depth, it adds warmth, and this layer of sophistication that just elevates the entire room. That is the power of modern texture.
So that brings us to our first big idea here, moving beyond the flat wall. You know, we all want these beautiful home interiors, but the reality is sometimes our walls have minor flaws or they just lack a bit of character. Well, texture paint promises to solve both of those problems at once.
Okay, this is where we bust the biggest myth about texture paint, the old school rustic and heavy look. Yeah, think popcorn ceilings, rough stone stuff. That was all about a really heavy, handcrafted feel. But what we're seeing today, it's the complete opposite. It's subtle, it's elegant, it's minimalist. It's designed to play with light and create a mood, not dominate the room.
So how on earth do we get from heavy and rustic to subtle and elegant? Well, that brings us to our next section, the evolution of texture. And this journey is so important to understanding why it's such a dynamic and exciting design tool today.
I love this timeline because it really tells the whole story. Back in the 90s, yeah, it was all about those heavy rustic patterns. Then, the 2000s gave us that uniform orange peel look you've probably seen. But look at the shift around 2015. We start seeing these beautiful, linear, nature-inspired patterns like Dune. And now, it's all about these incredibly sophisticated metallic and subtle stucco finishes. It's a whole new world.
So, yeah, it looks amazing. But believe me, modern texture paint is way more than just a pretty face. It is a really practical, smart design solution that actually solves some real-world problems for homeowners. So what exactly is this stuff? Well, at its core, it's this thick coating, almost like a paste, made from things like acrylics and quartz. And you don't just roll it on like regular paint. No, it's applied with special tools like trowels to create these beautiful 3D patterns. So think of it as paint, but with body and dimension.
And here are its 4 superpowers. Number 1, it's like a magic eraser for minor cracks and little imperfections, giving you this flawless-looking surface. Number 2, it's incredibly durable. It resists wear and tear so much better than flat paint. 3, it adds that crucial visual interest and depth. And finally, it is the perfect tool for creating a stunning accent wall that really becomes the star of the show.
Okay, now for the really fun part. Let's dive into the actual trends and types that are out there right now. This is where you can really start to see the creative possibilities and find a style that totally speaks to you. So the big idea behind today's trends is actually pretty simple. We're moving away from anything too heavy and instead favoring textures that are minimalist, linear, and inspired by nature. The goal is to enhance a space, not overwhelm it. Think subtle, elegant, and organic. First up is the stucco finish. This is such a great example of modern subtlety. It's got this super fine, almost sand-like feel to it, which gives you this beautiful, soft, matte look. It's so elegant and understated, but it adds this wonderful tactile quality without being distracting at all.
And then you've got something like the dune or desert finish, which is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It mimics the look of windswept sand. These delicate linear patterns are incredibly calming, and they're a great way to connect your indoor space to the natural world, just perfect for creating a serene vibe.
And if you want a little bit of drama, a little bit of luxury, you've got metallic textures. These paints actually have reflective particles in them that catch the light and create this gorgeous subtle shimmer. You probably wouldn't do a whole room in this, but for an accent wall, like behind a bed or in a dining area, oh, it's absolutely stunning.
Okay, so besides the look, what it's made of really matters. Acrylic is kind of the flexible all-rounder, great for inside and out. Cement-based textures are super tough, perfect for exteriors. Mineral-based is a high-end, breathable option. And of course, you've got the metallics, which are all about that glossy, luxurious interior look. All right, the big question. What's this going to cost?
This chart gives a fantastic breakdown for the Indian market. You can see basic exterior textures are the most affordable, interior textures are in the middle, and then your premium metallic and designer finishes, they're at the top end, which makes sense for a high-impact feature. And you got to remember, these prices usually cover the material and the labor. But of course, it's going to vary a bit depending on your city and how complex the design is. And just to make this super real for you, if you're out there looking, these are some of the leading brands you'll find. Big names like Asian Paints, Berger, and Nerolac. They all have huge ranges of these products, from the really subtle interior stuff to the super durable exterior finishes.
Okay, so let's say you're feeling inspired, you're ready to go. How do you actually get it right? Our fifth and final section is all about the expert tips you need to make sure you get a perfect, professional finish that you're going to love. These 4 rules are absolute critical. First, remember that less is more. Use texture to highlight just 1 or 2 feature walls. Second, your base wall has to be perfect. That means smooth plaster and good primer are non-negotiable. Third, a protective top coat is a great idea to make it more durable. And number 4, and please listen to this one, this is a biggie, never ever just paint over it with regular paint. It'll fill in all those beautiful grooves and completely ruin the pattern.
And just like that, we're back where we started, looking at this gorgeous, modern living room. What we've seen is that texture paint today is incredibly stylish. It's using advanced technology to create these lighter, more elegant effects. It's also way more durable and easier to maintain. You see, it's not just a wall covering anymore. It's a real architectural feature.
So really, the big takeaway here is this. Your walls don't have to be blank and boring. They can have depth, they can have character, they can have style. They are a canvas. So the only question left is, what story are your walls going to tell?